With the passing of U.S. Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia over the weekend, there has been a lot of discussion about the future of America's highest court.
However, there's also an open seat on Wisconsin's Supreme Court, and the primary is up for grabs tomorrow. News 8's Brittany Schmidt joins us now with the details.
Martha and Mike, incumbent Justice Rebecca Bradley's seat is going to be on the ballot this week. She was appointed to her seat by Governor Scott Walker after the death of Justice Patrick Crooks last year. Bradley is being challenged by both Milwaukee County Judge Joe Donald and Appeals Court Judge Joanne Kloppenberg, and local government officials say it's a primary race worth weighing in on. Voter turnout is only expected to be about 10% for Wisconsin's primary election on Tuesday.
Somehow the spring election sort of doesn't seem the same kind of panache that we get when it's a big fall election.
However, La Crosse County Judge Ramona Gonzalez says it should, especially because it involves a seat on Wisconsin's Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court is the last word in the state of Wisconsin for any laws that are made.
The Supreme Court does affect all of our lives, from criminal law to civil law, if you've ever sued anybody or gotten sued, insurance debates, personal injury debates. The labor laws, Act 10 was something that went to the Supreme Court.
Right now, there are 7 justices on Wisconsin's Supreme Court.
When the governor appointed Rebecca Bradley, that made it 5-2. So there's 5 conservatives, 2 liberals, I'll say. And that's kind of the status right now.
Heim says Walker's administration has benefited from the conservative-leaning Supreme Court.
I would say that the Walker administration has won virtually every case that's been before the Wisconsin Supreme Court.
However, with Bradley's seat open, Heim says if voters choose to elect a more liberal justice, Wisconsin's Supreme Court could become more balanced with 4 conservatives and 3 liberals.
It's kind of an investment for the liberals retaking control of the court down the road, but not immediately.
Judge Gonzalez says she isn't a fan of looking at the Supreme Court as an extension of political ideology.
A Supreme Court justice shouldn't be a Republican or a Democrat, a conservative or a liberal, because the law, justice is blind, supposed to be blind.
Greinke agrees, but says he doesn't think things will change.
It would be nice if it truly were nonpartisan and non-political, but most of our issues end up going to the Supreme Court because they are political, because people are fighting about it, and so that's just the way things are at this point.
But no matter a person's views or political affiliation, Greinke and Gonzalez just hope people take time to head to the polls.
People don't understand what they've got until someone tries to take it away from them. So voting is one of the most important things that we have.
If you were to tell people that we were going to elect a governor or the president of the United States, and only 10% of the people eligible to vote would be able to make that decision, we would all be up in arms. We would like, why should just 10% get to choose for the rest of us? But that's exactly what's going to happen unless people get out and vote.
The Wisconsin Supreme Court primary is tomorrow. Polls open at 7 a.m. and will remain open until 8 p.m. And remember, when you head to the polls, make sure you bring your photo ID with you, because if you don't, you won't be able to cast a vote.
All right, thanks a lot, Brittany. And if you are voting in the city of La Crosse, make sure you know where your polling place is, because the city recently changed its districts, going from 17 polling places down to just 13.
Everyone should have received something in the mail saying where you need to vote, but if you have any questions, you can always call your local clerk's office. Here's the county clerk's office in La Crosse County at 785-9581, or visit the website myvote.wi.gov.